If I stay like this, I'll be in the picture, right? Focus? Okay. To bright moron. My first guest is a man of rank. He's the first major character players encounter, the Duke of Ninefeld. Duke, who do you play? And what motivates your character?
I play the Duke of Ninefeld, the youngest of 3 brothers in the royal family. The player meets me right at the start, in my throne hall. My goal is to ensure my subjects and the travelers passing through have work, food, and safety. But monster attacks are increasing, and it concerns me when strangers with strange, noisy magic sticks, of course, I know they're actually assault rifles, fire indiscriminately at the hordes. That only draws more beasts until we can no longer repel them. Yet in this stranger, the player, I see something else. Honesty. He is not a bad person. That's why I help him and send him to Finestra, a village in the tenebrous forest, where someone knows more about the world bridges.
A clever and prudent Duke, he sees the danger but also recognizes the player's worth, a great starting point for any adventure. To reach the Duke, one must first pass the gate. My next guest watches over the walls and the player's first steps. The Gate Guard.
I may be just a simple guard, but for the player, I am the first guide. I tell them where to find their first weapon. Sword, I direct them to the castle to meet the Duke. And when they finally set off for Finestra, I wish them a good journey. Small encounters can change the entire path.
Sometimes it's the seemingly minor helpers who pave the way for heroes. Even small encounters can have a big impact. The next lessons aren't learned through words, but through combat. Here's the Shield Maiden.
The sword, it lives through timing and determination. I teach the player how to draw it from its sheath, not just to swing it, but to seize the right moment. A strike drawn at the right time can trigger a rush attack or a counterattacks that only work if the enemy hasn't noticed you yet or hasn't raised their weapon. I am the first to test them, forcing them to truly master their sword. And believe me, we will meet again.
Now that's instruction at the limit. Timing, precision, and strategy. Here, the player learns what real combat means. After the first trials, the player reaches the village of Finestra. There, they meet someone who combines knowledge, responsibility, and a keen sense of magic, Servinio, the village chief.
I am Servinio, chief of Finestra. My role is to prepare the player for the next step of their journey. I haven't experienced the world bridges myself, but the village blacksmith, a dwarf, knows their secrets. He shows the player where to find a world stone, a key to open a gate to their world. But caution, the stone only works in the right spots. You must find the areas that are thin enough to tear open the portal. After a boss fight in the mine, the player finds the stone in a chest the blacksmith left decades ago. Then, the player returns to me. I teach them the basics of magic, unlocking the magic system, and I am proud to display the works of an exceptionally talented blacksmith in our village, Enrique Pujol Art. He allowed me to use his armor and accessories as inspiration. 3 of these armors appear exactly in the game. It's wonderful to see his craft and pride live on in our world.
My next guest travels from town to town, singing a bard.
Songs are the memory of a people. They tell of heroes, defeats, and hope. In the game, they are more than sounds. They are keys to legends. The right melody can make an adventure unforgettable. Think of grand hymns that you hum years later. Your journey in Altromondo will have its own ballads. And believe me, with music, a story can be not just good, but legendary.
Music as the glue of stories. Who knew a single song could make an entire adventure unforgettable? And now, the most important guest. Without them, there would be no story. The player themselves.
For you, it's just a game. For me, it's reality. You sit in front of a screen, laugh at boss fights, enjoy the tension. But I was there. I experienced it. How would you react if you walked alone through the forest and suddenly a skeleton in armor, sword raised, comes at you? Or if you fought in a cave over lava, on unstable ground against a spider-woman bigger than a house, 8 eyes, hundreds of eggs, and the constant fear that one wrong step could be your end. You found it entertaining. I survived it.
A perspective that changes everything. The player shows us that courage and skill are the true challenges. That was just a glimpse of the first chapter of Project Altromondo. Heroes, teachers, enemies, and you, the players, right in the middle. But this is only the beginning. More worlds await. Dark, dangerous, fascinating. Project Altromondo. A journey between reality and fantasy. A vision just waiting to be realized.
Woo!